Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Metashift League update, hosted and spoken by Ravenglitch. There's a few things I want to go over with you all, guys and girls. League updates, all-star status, a cleanup on it, kind of a spilt beans by yours truly, and finally an attempt at patch note updates, which was recommended and demanded of me. It'll be a trial and error attempt. And lastly, some stream-related info, kind of important, which is why I'll actually do that first. So as it stands, I have reason to believe that next season will be the biggest season yet for Metashift League. If this is true, though, then we are in grave danger, as there will be even more games to cast, and we lack the human resources. We have been discussing about how we're going to be able to bring you guys more coverage, and we will have a few options available to us. As we develop that plan, though, we'll let you guys know about that. In the meantime, if you know somebody that knows how to host games or has experience casting games, or maybe you're a sub on a team and you aren't needed all the time, and you want to give it a try, reach out to me, Ravenglitch, and I'll work with you to make you into a pro into casting games. Anyways, so far we've been pretty quiet here at Metashift League. Metashift did get a few things updated with the Metashift bot. He's already gotten a few functions working. He's actually put in a lot of time, guys. He's really working hard. I must say that when this mofo gains sentient life, I'll be the first to show up at Metastore and murder him, because I know where he lives, and I'm kind of afraid of synthetic humanoids, and an AI world domination is a little bit too close for that. I, Ravenglitch, haven't gotten too much done as well. Honestly, as far as the stream goes, that is. I have added a few emotes to the server. If you guys want to help me out with that, just let me know what you guys would like. I've learned how to make GIFs, and pretty much I can make anything happen. Although all I've done so far is take some GIFs and edit them, give them translucent backgrounds. The current projects that I have queued up are, some more emotes, more stream scenes, and stream-related ideology. I guess I haven't thought about that very much, but basically ideology for the Metashift League going forward, which I'll actually get back to later. But as we mentioned before, we are going to be hosting an All-Stars tournament on the 23rd of May, which is next Saturday. Not this upcoming, not the one that is tomorrow, but next Saturday. We'll be starting around roughly 7 p.m. Eastern, but that time may change due to the availability of All-Stars. More on this in a minute. But as it stands, the format will be a round-robin best of one. We'll start off with the draft of 20 selected players, starting with the most popular staff members down to the least popular staff member. Time to hurt some feelings. I'll put that in the info below the video link. But anyways, we will have two streams going, the Meta Staffer and Metashift GG, to bring you the All-Star games. We have Rusty's team going against Smitty's team, and Metashift's team going against my Ravenglitch's team in the first round. And then in the second round, we'll swap it up. We'll have Smitty and my team go against each other. And then last round, yes, Smitty going against my team, and Metashift's going against Rusty's? No. Sorry, guys. Lapse of judgment here. Doesn't matter. Point is in the last round, it will be Rusty versus Metashift's team, and Ravenglitch's versus Smitty's. Who am I kidding? I'm Rusty. I'm the warlord of all that is mighty and strong. I only select the best of the best, and my team will crush everybody's. So yeah, Metashift going down. You didn't see me flip people off because my hands are underneath the camera. Just saying. Mess around too much. We are waiting on just one more player to confirm for the candidates. Originally, I do want to bring some clarity with this. We did talk to the All-Stars about it. originally we had selected the All-Stars based on the best in each role. So the best top, the best jungler, the best mid laner, the best AD carry, and the best support from each division, which was 105, 90, 80, and 70. This ended up favoring a few teams and became less of an all-star and more of a who's the better team type deal. So we kind of limited the amount of players that each team can give. We additionally made it to where the selections were more proportionate to the division. So four players from 105 and 80 division, and 6 players from 90 and 70 division. So that, the division 105 had 4 teams, division 8 had 5, whereas 90 and 70 had 8 and 7 teams respectively. So with all due respect to the 20 players, it isn't an indication of the best players, but rather influential players from a pool of best players. Now, if Slim Kim from Bucky's Amusement Park ends up not accepting that role in the All-Stars, it will go to next in line. I would like to mention that on game day, if the All-Stars don't show up or have to go, we'll be asking the next in lines to fill in those positions, or possibly anybody from the stream. I don't know. We'll get to that when it comes to that. But anyways, now if you actually paid attention to the general chat of the Metashift League, I kind of spilled the beans on a little something that it's not too big. But we are going to be hosting a Valorant tournament at the beginning of June. I know that not everybody got a beta key, but we'll have more information on that here in the coming weeks. More than likely, it will be a pre-made 5, but there's also the option of being randomly selected teams, because I know not everybody has a team, or, not full teams have gotten that. So it's open up discussion. So if you have an opinion on that, just let us know. Anyways, on to the first Scuff patch notes attempt for League of Legends patch 10.10. Although I might actually just do the pre-patch notes in the future, just kind of, because everybody can read the patch notes. So, but again, it's scuffed. We'll see. Here we go. Just gonna go ahead and jump into this. We have the buffs coming to Annie, Aurelia, Nidalee, Sivir, Soraka, Twisted Fate, and Udyr, while nerfs are being brought to Diana, Katarina, Kayn, Kled, Misfortune, Maokai, and Taric. As the League lists champions in alphabetical order, Annie will be our first mention here. Passed her. Alright. She's getting a decent amount of damage reduction added to her Molten Shield, as well as increased damage to Timber's aura damage. Annie is a control mage, so this buff is basically meant to allow her to survive more often against assassins and burst mages. This might be a mage you might want to pick up if you haven't already. If not, I would pick her back up again. It's a great pocket pick, especially if the enemy team picks an assassin or a burst mage like Diana, and, just drop that. It's like ruined. As I mentioned, Diana, she's the next one up. It's a very cautious nerf by Riot. It's very small, base health and attack damage reduction. This won't be deterring any Diana players, but it might help keep some of those close fights tip the other way, maybe? We'll see. Aurelia, also a small buff on her Flawless Duet. She's seen an increase of 10 to 30 damage throughout leveling up her E. Nothing broken here, just possibly trying to add a bit more oomph to her low elo Aurelia players out there. Now, Katarina, though, is seeing a huge decrease to her passive damage in the late game. Whenever she picks up her dagger, she'll be doing up to 12% less ability power damage to her enemies. That is huge, actually. But I would actually kind of argue that Katarina one-tricks might want to rejoice, because teams might stop banning her. You might actually be able to play her now. Kayn is going to be seeing a slight nerf here. It's actually pretty big. Over to the red Kayn, or Rost build, I think. Will be receiving a 4.3 to 3% heal reduction based on levels. To put this kind of in perspective, Death's Dance gives 15% healing from all damage. If you were to take away 3% of Death Stance, that would be a 20% nerf to that item. So, it might look like it's not that big of a nerf to him, but it's still pretty huge if you put it in perspective. Kled also getting that kind of nerf there. It doesn't seem like much, but it does help. He is getting increased cooldown on his bear trap on the rope. It will be decreasing his time to be able to kind of get a kill in the early game. So those players that just absolutely hate Kled, you might actually be able to survive a little, just kind of play it safe a little bit longer. You'll be fine. Misfortune finally getting a little bit of a nerf. They're trying to work on her. It's nothing busted. Basically removing 10 move speed from her strut or her W. Again, nothing really huge breaking. It basically just allows people to survive in fights that they probably wouldn't. Going on to the OP tree. He's getting a decent nerf, actually. I'm not even going to lie. On the surface, 2.28 base mana removed, and Bramble Smash is actually going up in cost from 50 to 60. It doesn't seem like much. Actually, honestly, I'm looking at that base mana. I think Riot's actually hitting the whole decimal system and just basically reverting that. But back on track, Maokai's Q being the second reason why he's so annoying. Having 20% less knockback fists to your face in the early game should help out quite a bit. He's still going to be that late game tank that everybody fears or hates. But the early game's what matters. It gives a couple people more chances, especially like the Riven and Darius players and whatnot. Going on to Nidalee, though. I hate Nidalee. I hate her so much. Why is she ever a jungler? So, again, it's one of those things that most people don't look at. It's like, wow, that's a shitty buff. No, it is not. So, it's one of those things where you just don't see it. So Nidalee's javelins are actually going to be dealing an extra 20 to 25% more damage on top of the base damage. 20 to 25. I'm just going to say, take the words of Piccolo and dodge. Going over to Sivir. It's a slight one. Basically, her spell shield is getting an increase on mana regen. Whenever she does get a spell shield off, she will get more mana back from it. Soraka. Okay, so a few patches ago, we seen Soraka getting played up top lane. Huge pain. Absolutely annoying. And those nerfs are slightly being reverted now. Again, I don't think we'll be seeing her too much top lane. But we will be seeing a slight increase in her Star Call damage, as well a buff to her Astral Infusion as long as a player hits Star Call. So basically what this means is if you hit those Qs, you get free Ws later on. Taric getting a huge nerf. I actually didn't see this coming. Taric is going to be getting 5 less HP per level. A total of 85 HP at level 18. That is pretty big, but the big nerf is to his W, Bastion. He is going to be giving up to less than 6% bonus armor to his ally. I'm not in the mood to be doing those hypothetical math, but just know that 6% less armor for an AD carry is every assassin's wet dream, honestly. Like, it's a free auto attack and a half from a Black Cleaver. Twisted Fate, getting that decimal hating Riot treating, slightly buffing his attack damage and his armor. The real buff here, though, is from 50 less mana on his Destiny, which is his ultimate. So he'll be using that more often early on in the game with, less repercussions, I guess. And lastly, Udyr, also getting the decimal hating Riot treatment. Honestly, not much else there. It's just a few adjustments. I guess his 5 movement speed might be the biggest one for him. But anyways, there's no item, jungle, or rune changes for patch 10.10. So that concludes that. Again, guys, I would like to thank all of you for being supportive of us in our growth. Without you, we wouldn't have the motivation to improve, nor the positive word of mouth that I know a lot of you spread. We appreciate you all, and I hope to see you all again soon for the All-Star Tournament next week on the 23rd. Appreciate it, guys. Hope you have a good night.